Okay. Time for the last final game of Grand Slam Chess Final in Bilbao in 2008. Again, we are looking at a game between Carlsen and Aronian. It seems that Aronian has very, very hard for Carlsen. Like Aronian, after this period, maybe in the next 5 years, Aronian will have a very, very good run, and in some ways he will be one of the leading players to get. Maybe in some way there is a period here where he's maybe the second strongest player after Carlsen. He never got a match because he never did so good in the qualifications and the candidates tournaments, but he was a strong player at this time. So let's see this game here. So he's playing Semislav. Seems like Semislav was a very popular line here. We have seen Magnus play Bishop G5 here. He did against Anand. One game I remember. But of course this Moscow, this kind of gambit is it's a bit risky for white, to say the least. And it's also a very theoretical. I think Aronian is a very, very theoretical player, and he was very, very good when he played 1d4. Then he said in some interviews, this must have been around 2015 or so, that he was a little bit tired, so he tried to play e4 without sufficient like preparation, because it's not only that you need to learn a lot of new theory, you also need to have some kind of understanding of the position. So when he started to play e4, his results went down quite a bit. But now Magnus is white, and Magnus decides to play this line. It's the Meronor system. I think we saw Magnus play this. Was this against Michael Adams? He did this line. It was a popular line before, but now he's going for the mainland Meronor system. A3 is a little bit uncommon. Castling or e4 is the main moves here. Obviously plan is to try to play b4, so black prevents by pushing his pawn. And this is a famous variation where basically white doesn't have to recapture that pawn, because if like the pawn here at a3 is not important. So if black takes here, then white just gain development for not much cost. So black does something else, and now maybe he doesn't have anything better to do, I guess. And all of this is surely theory for these two players. And here is an interesting move. That's the reason why I choose this game, because this pawn sacrifice looks very strange. Black can take it with 4 pieces and maybe 5 if you count the bishop on b7. So it's like a weird, but we will see that white will gain some play, and it's an interesting line. It was probably, I would say it was surely prepared. He is at this time, I think Peter Nielsen was Magnus second, so maybe he had analyzed this. Peter had probably analyzed this with a computer, this pawn sacrifice. So apparently it was bad for black to take like this. It's easy to understand why this is bad, because now it will be a bit hard for black to castle with this strong knight here. Both queen takes looked better. A bit hard to see what white's plan is here. Maybe it's just something like this, and then here maybe just something like that. And the computer also like this. Then obviously white has this kind of a maneuver to get some play for the pawn. Okay, so let's see what happened. That's also interesting that yeah, he puts this piece here, so why can't black play like that? I see, the problem is this. Yeah, and this is not good, of course. Yes, it's hard. It's also hard for black to get. Like black would obviously want to do bishop e7 and castling, or bishop d6 and castle, but it doesn't work now. So then this 95 is good. And here you can see when black goes back with the knight, then he probably should have taken with something else on d5, like. The computer even considers this move. That's a bit weird, but of course it prevents that move here, but it looks weird. So let's see what happened. Okay, the computer prefer here and then here. Yeah, the reason why this is not so good, like in some lines white would like to go to the king side here with the queen, but this bishop blocks it. So why can't he play like this? Okay, so apparently this is a way to play. I have seen this kind of move king up in this Marano structure, so it's a typical move in the Marano. So apparently this is fine for black, because he's quite stable here. But that was how the game went, actually. Okay. Looks like fine moves. Looks like white has compensation for the pawn, but the computer doesn't think it's anything really. So let's see how Magnus managed to trick Aronian here. Yeah, he's starting with this play, but yeah, it looked. I guess Aronian decided that it's too hard to get the king to safety, so he will keep it in the center. That's why he starts with h4 and h5 and h4, but the computer doesn't like that at all. Yeah, if he did e5 here, then he would have to move the bishop and might be able to do some trading here. But now when in this position, what about, no, not there. What about this? It doesn't look fun. This doesn't look fun for black at all, but the computer is not so impressed, so maybe that would have been an alternative to e5. Okay, so here he makes a decisive mistake. He needed to take on e4 either with the rook, with the pawn. Take with the pawn looks normal. Yeah, and black will play like this. It has definitely this pawn is will be blockaded here on d6, so it's good chances for a draw here for black. So let's see why this was bad. Yeah, it's the same. No, it's not really the same pin because black doesn't have time to do like this that he had in the other line, so he has to go forward. What about this one? Okay, so this is mating. Okay, so he can't go down, so he has to go up. Okay, and he can go around with the rook. He finds that also. That's pretty smart. Yeah, the problem is he cannot take with the queen here, of course, because he will lose his queen then. Has to take with the king. Check. Okay, so he's losing the queen anyway here, or the rook. How does white stop the pawn? Yeah, it's just bishop e6, a6 and e3, so this is easy, just maybe like this, easy win for, or maybe not that one, but, or what? Yeah, I can go into this one. Maybe Aronian should try this one, but of course there are some ways here, of course. Yeah, like this. That's pretty simple and easy. Okay, so nice game here. Nice opening idea here by Magnus with d5. I'm sure it's a Peter Nilsson computer analysis, but it was a nice. And then of course it wasn't right for black to take with the knight if he's just gonna go back next move. But this position wasn't so bad for black. His king is stable here. So it was later here that he made some mistakes. Yeah, he should have push e5 and start trading both rook and go for an endgame would be, because this king is vulnerable here, so trading rooks would be good for black. So and now yeah, he didn't have time for e4 because this, and then this was, yeah, blunder here. Okay, so thank you. Next I will find next tournament for Magnus, and we will find some games there. See you then.